They say some students graduate, and some just disappear. At Westbrook High, there's a story that circulates every graduation season. A student named Jordan, top of his class, vanished without a trace the day before his final exam. No note, no messages, just gone. And every year since, strange things start happening in the same wing of the school. I never believed it, not until my senior year. It was storming hard that day. Thunder shook the windows. The school was nearly empty after finals, but I had forgotten a library book. I went back inside alone. As I passed through the old science hall, I felt it. The air turned heavy, colder than before. The lights flickered above me. I told myself it was just the storm. When I reached the library, I pushed the heavy door open. The lights were dim, the place silent except for the ticking clock. I found my book quickly, but something stopped me from leaving. A chill crawled down my spine. In the corner of the room, behind a tall bookshelf, someone sat hunched over a table. He looked familiar. "Jordan," I whispered before I could stop myself. The figure didn't move for a second. Then slowly, he lifted his head. His eyes met mine. Hollow, glassy, not quite right. His skin was pale, almost gray. He raised a shaky hand and pointed down a dark aisle of books. And then, he vanished. I stumbled forward, heart pounding. On the table where he sat was a torn notebook page. Just 5 words. "Help me, room 2C, midnight." I don't know why I did it. Maybe I wanted answers. Maybe I was stupid. But at midnight, I came back. Room 2C was deep in the basement, a place no one ever used. The door creaked open slowly. Inside, nothing but desks covered in dust. But the air was thick, and I felt something watching. Then behind me, footsteps. I turned, expecting a prank, but the door slammed shut. And from the corner, a voice called, "Why didn't you come sooner?" It was Jordan, or what was left of him. His form flickered like static. 1 second there, 1 second gone. He spoke again. "They won't let me leave. Don't trust them. Don't stay here." And then from the ceiling, black vines of shadow twisted downward, grabbing for him. And for me. I screamed and kicked the door open, fleeing into the hallway. When I looked back, room 2C was pitch dark again. Normal. Silent. The next day, I told the principal. She looked shaken. She said, "That wing was closed years ago, after Jordan disappeared." I checked again. Room 2C, sealed with bricks. I don't know what I saw, but now, every year, I leave a flower outside that hallway. And when the lights flicker, I walk the other way. You think detention is boring? Try surviving it. 3 of us were assigned to Friday detention in room 304, me, Jasmine, and Toby. Our crime, skipping gym. Miss Anders, strict and sour-faced, handed us reflection essays and left, saying she'd be right back. The room creaked as the old vents sighed. Paint peeled from the walls. The blinds were drawn. It felt like time had stopped. We worked in silence until the lights flickered, then dimmed. Toby groaned. "Seriously?" Jasmine laughed nervously. "Haunted detention, classic." But then the door slammed. I ran to it, locked. "Toby, stop messing around," I said. He wasn't. He was pale, staring at the chalkboard. Words were appearing on it, scratched out by an invisible hand. "When the bell never rings, you never leave." Our breaths fogged. The room grew ice cold. From under Jasmine's desk, a scratching noise began. Nails on wood. Then, something crawled out. A boy, gaunt, limbs bent backwards, wearing an old-school uniform, blood on his collar. He looked up at us and grinned. "You're here forever." He he whispered. We backed into the corner. Toby grabbed a chair and smashed the window. It cracked, but didn't shatter. The walls around us started dripping black sludge. The ghost boy stood, twisted and broken, and hissed, "Sit down, finish your detention." Then, the fire alarm blared. Lights returned. The door flew open. Miss Anders returned, confused. "What happened?" she asked. We didn't answer. The next day, room 304 was closed. Police were involved. Miss Anders? Never seen again. Rumor says she found the old files about the student who died in detention there, locked in over a holiday weekend. They found his body days later, and now he makes sure no one else ever leaves. They renamed the room, but every so often a student goes missing, always after hours. The gym locker room is never silent. There's always echoes, footsteps, the hum of overhead lights, the sound of slamming doors. But that night, it was dead quiet. I stayed late after basketball practice to grab my shoes. Everyone else had already left. The main gym was dark. My footsteps echoed as I crossed to the locker room. The door creaked. Inside, it was colder than outside. The lights were dim, and it smelled like wet cement. As I approached my locker, I noticed puddles near the shower area. Fresh, but no one was around. Then I heard humming, soft, off-key, coming from the steam room. "Coach?" I called. No answer. I crept toward the sound. My sneakers squeaked against the wet tile. The mirrors were fogged over, but I could see a shape behind me. Long hair. A girl? I turned. Nothing. I wiped the mirror. A face stared back, pale, wet, wearing a red swim cap. She mouthed something. "Why did you take my locker?" I screamed and turned to run. But all the lockers slammed shut at once. The lights sparked. The humming grew louder, turning into weeping. From the steam room, the door burst open. She stepped out, dripping, dead eyes, bare feet slapping the floor, her arms outstretched. "Give it back," she hissed. I ran, slipping, crawling, clawing at the door until it finally opened. The next day, I told Coach. He didn't say anything for a while. Then finally, "That used to be Elise's locker. She drowned in the pool 10 years ago. No one claimed her stuff. We sealed the shower where she died. But they reassigned the locker. Yours. Now it's always cold in that room. My new locker is far away. But sometimes, when I open it, I find puddles inside, or strands of hair. And when I walk past the steam room, I still hear her humming. She's still there, waiting,